Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And I'm with a wonderful Sally Estlin today, and we're going to talk about something romantic, aren't we, Sally?
Woo! Harry, when Harry met Sally.
Right.
Hey, Harry. Okay,
What's
slightly in a
coming up?
hurry.
What's coming up in 2 days, Sally? Something
Oh,
special for you?
the most romantic day of the year. It's a bit of a hallmark day, but it's just a nice day to remember people that are special in your life.
Yeah. Especially if you're a florist.
Or Hallmark card distributor.
Yeah.
It's
I get a bit put off about it because it's been so commercialised. I think that's because I had background in retail, and I
right.
saw that how much it's fabricated.
I know.
And
But from a chick's perspective, we're diehard romantics, a lot of us, and just to have a little bit of recognition, because a lot of guys forget to say, or, partners forget about just the little things, just like, oh, I think you're really special because here's your point of difference from others because, it's the energy between us or whatever it is. It's like the little things. I think you're beautiful. I think you're wonderful. Just to hear little things, just make you boost up your self-esteem. I think it's just like a nice occasion as a reminder. It's like a birthday, just to say nice things to someone who you really care for from the heart. Sometimes we get overlooked with our busy days and forget to focus on just the little things that make a big difference.
And they do, and I think for women particularly, there's a need for that just reminder that your partner loves you and cares for you and is thinking about you. And whereas I often think, well, of course, I've been with you for 40 years.
Yeah.
I've been at home around this long. But, my wife likes to be reminded that I do love her.
Yeah.
And I don't need to go and buy her a bunch of roses at 3 times the price, or go to a restaurant at double the price, or buy chocolate at 10 times the price.
No,
for that
it's not about that. It's holding hands and going for a walk. It's the little things that money can't buy. That's what Valentine's Day is all about. Just that connecting back and sharing how you feel, I think, with somebody is really, really important.
So you're thinking about breakfast in bed with espresso coffee and homemade marmite and homemade toast.
And then a little bit of hanky-panky wouldn't go astray either.
No, definitely. Always going to have a bit of space for that.
So I've called today Love You, Baby. Love you, baby.
Right. That's good. Well, that's better than mine, which is just refresh your romance with a relish.
Do you say with relish?
Yeah.
Well, that'd go well with your breakfast in bed if you're having it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, okay, I've got some little things because, yes, it's about Valentine's Day and it's about love, but if you don't love yourself, you can't love other people properly. So I really wanted to zoom in on the self-love and self-esteem, self-belief, all that sort of stuff. And I had a few staggering, frightening facts to do with women, of course, but, it's pretty frightening, actually. 85% of women opt out of important life actions like engaging with loved ones or hanging out with friends or joining sporting groups, whatever, because they don't feel good about how they look. So this is coming down to the appearance, 85%. Like, that's over 4 out of 5 women. Then 7 out of 10 girls have low body esteem, say they won't be assertive in their opinion or stick to their decision if they aren't happy with the way they look. They don't feel that they can speak up or speak out for themselves and feel empowered. 7 out of 10. And then 9 out of 10 women will stop themselves from eating or will otherwise put their health at risk, all about how they are perceived to look so that they look good. So this is all external stuff. Like, it really leads into my model later on, but it's frightening about how much pressure there is on women to look good and are judged by their appearance. And, tapping back into why are they feeling so insecure about all this sort of stuff. And it all stems... go on.
Yeah, that's true. And I think it goes actually deeper than that. It is not just skin deep. I record mothers for the programs I do with children because the first voice you hear in the womb is your mother's voice. Mm-hmm. And the whole nervous system is built during that time. So the mother's voice is really powerful neurologically.
Yep.
Now, when I've recorded them, I record the mums for 20 minutes and they read a story. They're often very nervous, often they haven't been recorded. Mm-hmm. And then I ask them with a little cheeky glint in my eye, would you like to have a listen to your voice? And 95% say no. I could have written a PhD on this. I don't think the same occurs for men. And it gets back to something that society does with women. So they don't even like their own voice. It really, it enduringly shocks me that.
Yeah. So my focus on this sort of chat today was really about, particularly for women, about this is for men and women, about self-love, self-esteem, self-belief, self-confidence, and self-acceptance. So, when you build that up, and unfortunately a lot of us don't acquire it till after a lot of years of experience and wisdom. I think once you step into your 40s, you really get into your power. But what if you could really build up your self-confidence and self-esteem and self-worth, self-belief, self-value in your 20s? The experiences that you will be having in your life will be so much more beneficial and, I don't know, what's that word, just amazing. Like, it would be really amazing because you'll let the other stuff go, not be so concerned about how you look. I mean, not eating and, doing all these unhealthy things so that you're looking better. But, that's just a Band-Aid for what's really going on, because, you can be a heavier person and just be so confident and just glowingly attractive. People are attracted into that energy of self-confidence and self-empowerment. And, it's a superficial world, Harry. How do we deal with this of like just being yourself and you are what you are? Yes, okay, brush your hair and put on some lip gloss or something. Make a little bit of an effort. You don't have to look scraggy, but you are what you are. Haven't you brushed today?
I forgot the lippy today.
Carry around a lip gloss is just part of our thing. But it's genetics. We are what we are. It's just who we are, and the more confident you are, the more beautiful you are on the inside, but also so beautiful to other people. People are attracted to that energy and to that beauty. You can be an absolute stunner in the external world, but just have such a cold heart that people are put off by that. I find that anyway. So
it's true, and I wonder how much of this goes back to unconditional love in early childhood.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
If the love is conditional on any level, and we're all amateur parents, unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. It's
work in progress.
That's the container. That's the container with which your character is formed. And if your parents endorse you conditionally, then you're going to endorse yourself conditionally.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. Such a good point.
But I love that you started with love yourself, because that's where I started.
Yeah. Well, you can't love other people properly until you love yourself. The quality of love going out is going to be limited. If you have a closed heart where you're not tapping into your soul and yourself, how can you tap into anybody else's? And so I did a little model. Draw your little circles, 3 little Venn diagrams, and in one of them put self-love.
Yeah. Do you put the self-love? Yeah, I've written that down. Yeah.
So that's an important foundation pillar. Self-esteem. So how you think about yourself, and then self-belief.
Yeah.
Believing in yourself, believing that you are capable, that you are worthy, all that sort of stuff. And then in the self-love and self-esteem, the little petal in there, I put body image, accepting who you are and how you look. Because when you have self-love and you have that self-esteem that's quite healthy, then you're happy with your body image. You're okay with how you look. And then if you have self-esteem and it's quite high, and self-belief, strong self-belief that you're worthy, you're valuable, that you're lovable, all that sort of stuff, your behaviour is going to be a lot more positive. The way you interact with people, the way you socialise, taking yourself out. Because as I said before, 85% of women opt out of a lot of stuff because they don't like how they look. So your behaviour will be a lot more positive. And then if you have self-love and self-belief, you have boundaries in your life, boundaries of like things you will and won't do, or you're choosing to do or not do, and people to hang out with, and choosing your attitude and opinion on things. And then after all of that, in the center of it all, you have self-acceptance and the ability to love others unconditionally. So that's all of mine. And over all of that was...
Well, that's good. That's good. I like that, Sally. So I just go back, do a little bit of a history of Valentine's Day, because I didn't know this. Apparently it started off as a Roman festival. And then around 270 AD, the Christians hijacked it because they thought it was a good marketing point in the calendar. They had it that month, so they hijacked it.
Yeah.
And the first Valentine's greeting that anybody's found was around 1400.
Whoa.
So it's a long time. And apparently celebrated across English-speaking countries as well as France and Mexico. So it's been increasingly commercialised in, post-war.
But
so we're thinking about chocolate.
It's been there, for forever. Literally has been around forever.
Yeah.
The concept of love.
That's right. Absolutely. Cards used to be really big, but they're not so big now because of email and social media.
Yeah.
So people don't post stuff anymore. But interestingly, there was a survey done by Finder.com last year. They estimated that 2/3 of Aussies were not going to celebrate Valentine's Day because it was too commercial.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I get that, but I just like the idea of just focusing on someone special in your life, making an effort.
That's right. So interestingly, 80% of baby boomers avoided, 67% of Gen X avoided, and 47% of Gen Y avoided. So as you age, your likelihood of celebrating Valentine's Day drops because you get sick of the commercialisation of it.
Yeah.
It's the biggest day of the year for florists. And I've noticed this. You want to get roses on Valentine's Day, they're 2 or 3 times the price.
Yeah, and they last for a day. They last for a day. It's interesting what you're saying about the cards, because I don't know what it was like when you were growing up, but when we were teenagers at school, we'd all run home from school and check the letterbox just with the hope that there might be something in there. It was just, it's like getting your results from VCE. It's like, always there was nothing. But do you remember the ads as well? And people would put little things in, violets are blue, roses are red, violets, honey is sweet, and so is you, or whatever, and it was stuck in paper. Right. We used to read at school, we'd take it in, and it was the highlight of the day, Herald Sun or whatever it was. And
that was fun. Yeah, I remember that. So, life without love is lonely, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
So like you, I think the starting point is to love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next point is look for the beauty.
Yeah.
And the beauty's not just skin deep.
Mm-hmm.
It's inner and outer, always that. And and then you link up with someone that you find. And so if you love yourself, as you've said, you will attract others. Without loving yourself, you won't. You'll probably repel them.
You attract in what the energy you're giving out. It's not too funny. Funny.
And you do have to be available, and you have to look in order to find somebody. You can't just sit at home waiting for your partner to knock on the door. Hey, I've been waiting for you all my life. Is this your door? So you've got to get out.
Oh yeah, that's hilarious.
And then if you link with somebody and love yourself, you can then build an enduring relationship, one that lasts, one that has a solid foundation. And all of that will give you fulfillment long term. Yep. So I think it's really important to focus on, the important things, what's inside, because that's what endures.
Absolutely. And I think the point is also that romance isn't dead. Love is so important, as you said before. It just adds that extra layer into your life, like, meaning. And how long have you been with your wife? Did you say 40 years you've been married?
40 years. Yeah, 40 years.
Like, it's amazing. And you're still as, amazing today as you probably were back then. I mean, I only know you, the two of you recently, and I thought, wow, what an awesome couple. And to think it's been so long together. And it's
Yeah, it changes. It changes. I mean,
yeah.
you fall, you're in love for a short time, and that's all wonderful, but that doesn't last. It's
No.
very
Well, that's like the external stuff doesn't matter long term. You might be attracted to someone because they're hot looking, but that's not what it's all about over time, for sure.
Well, I am hot looking.
I know, you're a stud. You're a stud, Harry.
But it's like 2 bits of sandpaper, You've got to rub all those bits off till you're, really cozy together.
Absolutely. Let stuff go and also compromise as well. Now,
there are things obviously that continue to annoy, and you just have to cut them up.
But that's just individual differences. That's just life, doesn't matter. So that with my kids. But anyway, I had 3 steps to really allowing to accept yourself and for loving others. 1, when you wake up, practice 3 nice things saying to yourself in the mirror, something about yourself, or thinking about yourself 3 nice things. The second thing is perform acts of kindness to yourself and to others, because you treat others how you'd like to be treated. So when you're performing acts of kindness, they're coming from a place of love. And the third thing is party on. Just feel more relaxed and comfortable to party with others once you're accepting who you are and your self-esteem is a lot higher, believing in yourself, and you've got that self-love because you've empowered yourself. And so they were my sort of 3 tips for really getting to that stage of being a loving person inside and out, from loving yourself to loving others.
Yeah, it's interesting. Acts of kindness to others. I mean, I had a text this morning from Red Cross asking me to be a volunteer. And I thought, oh, well, maybe I'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My 3 steps are really, first of all, just remember to love yourself. And if you need to love yourself more, love yourself more. Mm-hmm. Have a look at Rubens' paintings, Much, much larger concept of beauty than the magazines have now. Mm-hmm. And look for the beauty around you. There's always beauty around you. I mean, every day. I look out there and I see a blue sky, and I'm grateful for that. And the beauty of the Australian trees, and the just the beauty of being able to be in a place where you're safe every day.
Oh, and you are blessed with the particular spot you live in. It's just beautiful. Kangaroos at the end of the street.
Yeah, but to be living in this country where you don't have to worry about really,
I know we are blessed. We are blessed.
Do anything to you, and then make a commitment to make a real commitment.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do the work, it's going to come up again.
Absolutely, you got to do the work. You have to do the work, otherwise it doesn't take you very far. Well, I love this. I love this topic, Harry. So I'm going to say to you, happy Valentine's Day for Thursday.
Yeah.
And love your baby.
That's right. And, let's party on.
Bring it on, baby. Bring it on. Well, I can't wait for next week's topic. It's always a joy chatting with you. And this is so don't forget to give yourself and also your wife a great big sloppy kiss on Thursday, and go for a little walk or something that's not commercial, but just express it from the heart.
Yeah, we have a little lake we walk around, which is really nice. There are always ducks and swans on it.
Oh, beautiful. Go do some punting.
No, I don't think I should go to Cambridge and do some punting.
Oh, yeah, I could see.
They have punts in Christchurch. Yeah.
Oh, do they? Yeah, they've got them down at Botanic Gardens here on the Yarra.
Okay. One of my boys were at the Botanical Gardens, a bit of a segue, and he leant over to try and catch one of the eels in the big pond by the cafe, and fell in.
Oh, no, it's murky. But the eels are like really big and long and slimy.
Yeah, he kind of got one, but then fell in. Freezing.
That's just so foul. Today, and I know it's another segue, but they're encouraging people to jump in the Yarra. Like, will you go swimming in the Yarra? It's like, no, it was on the news, encouraging people to jump into our movie.
It's been cleaned up, hasn't it?
Well, yeah. But still. People are fishing there every day. I don't know if I'd eat fish out of the Yarra.
Yeah, no, probably not. I'm not sure. Yeah. I know it's cleaner than it was.
Oh, dearie, dearie. All right,
All right.
Harry. It's been lovely to see you again.
And see you next week.
Your blogs are awesome, by the way, so I encourage everybody to read Harry's blogs, because they put a lot of work into them and they've got some really awesome information in there.
And we're going to start integrating the models. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
we'll work on that. Maybe we can do paper 53 and integrate it into this.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
All right. I'll see you next week.
Bye then.
See ya.